In this video, I'm going to show you how to decorate a classic sunflower cookie. You'll need a small circle shape. You could use a cookie cutter like I'm using, or a small cup or something like that, just to allow you to have a circle to trace onto the cookie. Keep in mind that a sunflower has a very large center section and smaller petals in comparison, so just keep that in mind when you're thinking about the proportions of your cookie. I'm using an outline or toothpaste-like consistency here and a golden yellow color. To achieve a golden color, simply mix yellow and a little bit of brown. When working with royal icing, make sure you're always using gel colors to color your icing, not liquid or oil-based colorings. We're going to continue to outline each petal individually, creating a section between those petals that will give us that definition that we're looking for in the ultimate design. Once we finish outlining each petal, I will ask that you put a squiggle of outline consistency in each petal. That way it helps prevent cratering, which can sometimes happen in small areas of a cookie that are flooded with a flood consistency icing and are prone to holes or sinking happening in the icing as it dries. Adding that squiggle of a thicker consistency icing just helps provide a little bit of a cushion for that thinner icing to land on as it dries. Now we can go in and fill in those sections that we just added a squiggle to with our flood consistency icing. You'll notice I am using the same color as I did before, so it is always best practice to color your icing in order of thick to thin. So for instance, if I'm using a fresh royal icing right from the mixing bowl, it would be quite thick, so I would add the gel color to achieve my color of choice, and then add a little bit of water at a time to thin out that consistency to a toothpaste-like consistency for piping, outlining, adding details, etc. And then I would thin it even further to achieve that honey or shampoo-like consistency for my flood. Allow these first set of petals to dry for at least 10 to 15 minutes or until crusted over before you pipe the other petals. We want to do this to ensure that we have that definition between the petals. Once I have all those sections flooded, you'll notice that I go in with my scribe tool at the end just to smooth out the icing and pop any air bubbles that may have come up. Let's allow another 10 to 15 minutes for these icing petals to dry before we move on to the middle section. The last step of this cookie, you'll want to grab a brown outline consistency icing. I would actually err on the side of making this a little bit thicker than a typical outline, maybe a little bit more of a stiff consistency, because we want that texture of the dots to hold its shape. So if you find that you're piping the dots in that concentric circle and they're flooding into each other and not holding their definition, I want you to stop and rebag your icing and add a little bit of powdered sugar until you reach a thicker consistency that allows you to pipe those dots and for them to stay in their shape as piped. It's okay if they have little peaks to them. This actually adds a lot of character to the design and makes it more realistic looking. Continue piping dots until you reach that center of the cookie. With this cookie design, you should be able to start and complete that center section in one step. This is such a pretty classic sunflower cookie that can really be very versatile for your spring and summer cookie sets, Mother's Day sets, floral bouquets, all of the things. And I really hope that you do try this for yourself and let me know how it goes for you and if you have any questions. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate your support so much.